In lecture 9, mainly we'll discuss the following topics: how to convert a decimal digit to BCD and BCD operations like BCD addition, and we will discuss another code which is known as access 3, and after that we will discuss gray code. Finally, the alphanumeric code which is known as the ASCII. Okay. First, we will I'll give you some idea about what I mean by this code. Okay. Here you can see the first column is decimal numbers. Okay. The decimal number 0 you can see here, or in binary, you're familiar with that. So how we can represent 0 in binary? Okay, here 4 bits are used. And how we can represent the same 0 in BCD? Okay. If we take another example in XS3. So in XS3, you can see that 0011 is used to represent the 0. And finally, the gray code. Okay. So in different format, we will use different sequence to represent each value. Okay. So we will see why we are using different codes and what are the advantages of different codes other than its binary. Okay. Instead of representing in binary, we can use BCD, XS3, and some other codes are also available. So mainly we'll discuss BCD, XS3, and gray code. Okay, we'll start from here. This is the classification of binary codes. Okay, mainly the binary codes are divided into weighted binary codes and non-weighted binary codes. Okay. Weighted binary codes, some examples are BCD 8421, 2421 codes. Okay, this two 8421 and 2421, the values actually represent the weights of corresponding bit position. So in the normal case, in a binary, we'll write 1, 2, 4, 8 as the weight. And if you write 1, 2, 4, 2 means the weights of the binary sequence. For example, 1, 1 uh, or 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay. In 2421 code, the 1001 is representing 2 plus 1. That is actually 3. Okay. But in 8421, this 1001 is actually representing 8 plus 1, 9. So that's the difference. Okay. If you know the weights of the positions, you can easily calculate the value. So that kind of sequences or that kind of coding systems are known as weighted binary code. So BCD is a type of weighted code. Another name for this BCD is known as 8421 or 2421. There are n number of weighted codes. Okay. Now we will discuss what do you mean by non-weighted binary code. One example is XS3 code, another one is a gray code. So we cannot find the actual value by using some weights. The procedure used in first case cannot be applied in non-weighted binary code. So in order to find out the actual value, we need to use some other equations or some other method. First, we will start with a binary coded decimal. So binary coded decimal or BCD means we will represent each decimal, okay, as decimal digit from 0 to 9 by using a binary code of 4 bits. Okay, so it's exactly the same as the binary value, but this coding system only used for 0 to 9, because in decimal or in base 10 system, the different digits used is 0 to 9. Okay, but if you use 4 bit, okay, if you are using 4 bit, you can represent 2 raised to 4, 16 different combinations are available, but we required only 10. So the remaining 6 combinations are invalid. Okay, we will not use the 6 combinations in BCD. Okay, here you can see the decimal digit and corresponding BCD code. Here it is 0 and the 4 bit binary 000 is 1. You can see that 001. Similarly, if it is 8, is 1000. Similarly, 9, 1010. So after that, we will write the decimal value 10, but 10 can be represented by using 4 bit, but we will not use this in BCD. Okay, but if you use 4 bit, we can represent up to 1111, but we will not use the binary sequence from 1010 to 111. Okay, that's the difference between normal binary and a binary coded decimal. So why we are using this binary coded decimal means the conversion of decimal is much easier. We'll see how we can convert this 10 or how we can represent 10 in BCD later. And it's a 4-bit code, and only we are representing from 0 to 9. In another point, we can easily find out the actual value by using the weights 8421. So BCD is also known as 8421 code, but up to 9. Okay. In BCD, the invalid codes are 1010 because after this 1001, there will be sequence 1010. Okay, 1011, 1100, 1101, 1110, 111. So these 6 codes are invalid. So I think here it's only 5 codes are written. There is one more code. Okay, 1101 also. Okay. Now we'll see how we can convert decimal value into its equivalent BCD. For example, here it is given 185 as a decimal value. We need to find the equivalent BCD number. So in order to find equivalent BCD value 185, so we'll write the 4-bit equivalent of this 5. Okay. So 5 can be written as 0101 and 8 can be written as 1000. Okay. And here this 1 can be written as 001. So this is the BCD code which represent 185. But the binary equivalent of 185 is entirely different. So we'll divide this 185 by using 2 and we'll take the remainders. So that procedure will give you another result. So that result is given here. So BCD and binary. Okay, here it is BCD code, here it is the binary code. These are different. The binary equivalent and BCD are different. Okay, I think you got the idea. So if you want to represent 10 in BCD, this is a decimal value. So we need to represent 10 in BCD means you need to write the 4-bit equivalent of 0 and 4-bit equivalent of 1. Okay, this is a BCD equivalent of what? 10 decimal. But the binary equivalent of 10 is 1010. See, these two values are different. Okay, this is a binary representation and this is a BCD coded decimal value. Okay, each digit in decimal is represented by 4-bit binary. Okay, that's all. But another important point that we need to discuss in BCD is the binary addition. Okay, so first I will tell you the rule and later I will discuss one question. Then we will get an exact idea of what BCD addition is. If you want to add two BCD number using the rules of binary addition, okay, just write the binary sequence and use the binary addition rule. And remember that we will take 4-bit at a time. So 4-bit sum is equal to or less than 9. It is a valid BCD number. Okay, because if you add decimal number, the result can be more than 9. Okay, but if it is up to 9, it's a valid BCD number. If the sum is greater than 9, okay, this is one condition. Or you can say if a carry out of 4th bit. So 2 cases, if there is a carry, the 4th bit, or if the result is greater than 9, we can say this is an invalid result. We need to do some adjustment in the result. So this is the adjustment that we are performing in if the result is greater than 9 or if there is a carry, we will add 6 to that. Okay. And this is a normal procedure whenever there is a result is greater than 9 or the 4-bit is addition results in a carry, we will add 6 to that particular result. And if there is a carry, again we will add to the next 4-bit. Okay. Anyway, we will discuss one question, then we'll get a exact idea about what this. So we need to add this 184 and 576. Okay, this is a normal BCD addition. 6 plus 4, you need to get 0 here. 7 plus 8, 15 plus previous carry 6. Then 5 plus 6, then previous carry 7. Okay, so if you add 184 plus 576, you need to get just like BCD addition. Sorry, decimal addition, you need to get 760. So here 184 is given to BCD. So we need to write its equivalent BCD code. So here it is 4. Actually, this value representing 4. This is 8 and this is 1. So this is 184. Okay, representing 184. Next one 576. So this is 6. This is 7 and this is 5. Okay, 576. Now we need to add these two values. So if you add 0 plus 0, 0. Okay, 0 plus 1, 1. 1 plus 1, it's actually 1 0. 1 plus 1 means 1 0. You will put 0 here and there is a carry. Okay, so 1. So if you look at this particular 4 bit, if you write the equivalent binary value, here you can see that 4 plus 6 is 1010. In a computer system, when you use this code without binary addition, 6 plus 4 is 10. So you will get a result like this A. Okay, because the 1010 in 4 bit we can represent as A. It's a hexadecimal value. So instead of A, we need to get 0 here. Okay, that's a concept. So actual addition, it should reflect like an actual addition. So instead of A, that is a hexadecimal value, we need to get is like zeros. So here the result is greater than 9. Am I correct? So two conditions already we mentioned. If the result is greater than 9 or if there is a carry at the 4th bit. So here the result is greater than 9 because it is equivalent to 10. We will add 6 to that. So this is plus 6. Okay. So if you add 6, you will get 0. 1 plus 1, 1 0. So 0 will be here. Again, there is a carry. We'll add that carry here. So 1 plus 0 plus 1, you will get 1 0. Then 0 here. There is again 1 carry. 1 plus 1 0. There is a again answer is 1 plus 1 plus 0, again 1 0. You can write 0 here and there is a carry. Okay, that carry will add to the next 4 bit. So the carry generated from after adding the 6. So now we can see that this is 0 0 0. So this value is between the valid BCD code. This is not a valid BCD code. Okay, that's a problem. This is not a valid BCD. So that's why we are adding 6 to that. So we'll get 0 here. Okay. Now we will take the next 4 bit. So 1000 and 011. So already there is a carry from the previous addition. So we'll consider that. So 1 plus 0 plus 1. So we'll get 10. So 0 we will write here. Okay. Sorry. Okay. 0 we will write. Again there is a carry. So 1 plus 0 plus 1, 1 0. Again there is a carry. 1 plus 0 plus 1, again 1 0. There is a carry. So again there is a 1. 1 plus 1 plus 0, again 1 0. And there is a carry. So here you can see that up to this point we completed the 4 bit addition. So this extra one is a carry at the 4th bit. So carry generated the 4th bit. Okay. So please remember this carry is entirely different. After adding the 6, the carry is generated. Now without adding the 6, there is a carry. So here you can see that the 4 bit is, if you consider 4 bit, it is less than 9, but there is a carry in the 4th bit. Okay. So you need to add 6. Here there is a carry generated. So we need to add plus 6 here. So we'll add 6 here. Okay. So we'll get a 0, 1, 1 and 0. So this result is a valid BCD code. So which is this value is 0 and this value is 6. Now we need to consider this carry to the next position. Okay. So now we need to add the last group. So here it is 1, here it is 5. So 1 plus 1 plus 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 means it's 1 1 actually. So we'll put 1 here. Again there is a carry. Okay. So again there is a carry. So 1 uh, 0 0. Okay. 1 plus 0 plus 0 will get 1. So you'll write 1 here. There is 0 plus 1 1, 0 plus 0. So this number is actually 7. So there is no need to add plus 6 because the result is less than 9. There is no carry in the fourth bit. So we'll not add 6. So you'll get 7 here. So 760. Okay. So this is the BCD addition format. If you are not using this concept, the result will be something else. Okay. For example, if you are not considering this 184 in normal computer system, if you add this without BCD addition, this binary sequence will give you the 4-bit addition. 4 plus 6, you will get A, and 8 plus 7 is 15. So instead of that, you will get F, and 5 plus 6. So you'll get 6FA. Okay, in a normal computer system, when you add these two values, if it is not a BCD addition, you will get the result like the 6FA in hexadecimal. Okay, but if it is a BCD addition, you will get finally 760. So, but you need to adjust the final result by using this rule. Now we'll discuss XS3 code. So XS3 code is another BCD code we can say. The BCD numbers are represented adding plus 3 to the original value. So we will add 3 to each decimal digit. Again, it's a 4-bit code and it's an unweighted code. So because we cannot find out the exact value by simply multiplying by its weights. So we will not get that. Okay. Another point is a self-complementing code. We will discuss that. So here you can see that the 0. The normal value of 0 or BCD code of 0 is 000. Okay, this is the BCD code. Or you can see the simple binary code. And to get the 0 in XS3, so to get XS3 code, we will add 3 to that. So if you add 3, you will get 1100. So 0 is represented 0011. So this is the XS3 code of representing 0. Similarly, if it is 1, binary value 1, we'll write 0001. So this is the binary sequence, or you can say the BCD code. And we will add 3 to that particular value. So then you will get 0101. Sorry, 100. So it's equivalent to 4. Actually, this is the XS3 code which represents 1. So, and finally, if you think at 9, so 9 is actually 1001, and we will add 3 to that. So we'll get 12. Okay. So plus 3 will be there. Okay. If we take any value, there will be a plus 3. So this sequence is actually known as the XS3 code. This coding is actually again some advantages when you use the computer system and when you use a subtraction operation around. Okay. So that's why this XS3 codes are mainly used. And here you can see that it's a self-complementing code. Okay. Self-complementing code means the arithmetic complement is equivalent to its logical complement. Okay. Arithmetic complement is equal to its logical complement. For example, we know that here it is written as 1. So the XS3 code of 1 is 010. Okay. So this is the XS3 code. And if you take this is a decimal number, for example, the arithmetic complement of 1 is known as the 9. So 199 arithmetic complement. Sorry, 109 8. Similarly, if you take 2, the arithmetic complement is 7. So in decimal, the maximum digit is 9. So we'll subtract the given number from the maximum digit. The resultant will give you the arithmetic complement. Similarly, if you take 3, 6 will be the arithmetic complement. If you take 4, 5 will be the arithmetic complement. Similarly, the reverse also. If you take 5, 4 will be the arithmetic complement. so in a decimal number system. So here if you take 0 1 1, so in XS3, so the 1 is represented in XS3 is 0 1 0 0. Okay, in XS3. If you take the logical complements, simply take the complement 1 0 0 1. Sorry, 1 0 1 1. So 1 0 1 1 is actually representing 8. Okay, in XS3. Okay, so this is a representation of 8 in XS3. So here you can see that if you take the logical complement, we are getting the arithmetic complement. So which represent 1 and 8. So 1 and 8 are actually the arithmetic complement. So that's why it's known as a self-complementing code. Okay. And similarly, if you take a 4, this is the coding for 4. So if you take the complement of this 4, it will become 1 0 0 0. So which is actually 5. So 4 and 5 are already, we know that this is arithmetic complement in decimal. Okay. And we cannot find the exact value by multiplying the weights. So if you take the weights here 8 4 2 1 or something, you will get 8, but this is not actually 8, it's representing 5. So that's why it's not a weighted code. Okay, so you can write the XS3 code for the decimal number 597. So in order to get the XS3 code, you need to write the 4-bit equivalent. So 9 can be represented, 7 can be represented 1010, 9 can be represented like this, and 5 can be represented like this. So plus 3. Okay, we can add plus 3. So 7 plus 3, you will get 10. So this is a binary equivalent of 10. 9 plus 3 is 12. So this is a binary code for 12. And 5 means plus 3, you will get 8. Okay, so in the similar way, you can find out. So this is a binary sequence. An easy way. Simply add plus 3 in decimal and find the binary equivalent. You will get exactly XS3. So this is the XS3 code for 597. Okay. One more thing. If you take the XS3 code, the values 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. Okay, we are not using this 3 sequence because they are invalid, because 0 is represented from 0 0 1 1 onwards. So these codes are before the 3 is considered as the invalid. Similarly, after this 9 is represented by 1 1 0 0. After that there will be 1 1 0 1, 1 1 1 0 1 1 1. So the 6 sequence are invalid. So this 3 sequence after 12 is invalid. This sequence is also invalid codes. Okay, in XS3. Now we'll discuss the Gray code. Uh, Gray code is again we are using in digital system. So when you study a simplification method called KMAP in module 2, we will use this Gray code. And many applications we will use this Gray code. One of the main advantage of the Gray code is that 2 successive value differ only by 1 bit. So there is only 1 bit change if you take any sequence number. Okay, again it's an unweighted binary code, and in many application we are using is used as a minimum error code, and there is a cyclic property for this Gray code. And another name is, already we mentioned, that 1 bit change, so that's why it's known as a single distance code. And there is a binary reflected code. Gray code is binary, is another property of this binary sequence, or another name we are using is a unit distance code. And so here you can see what is a binary sequence and the corresponding Gray sequence. Okay, and we'll see how we can find out this. But for initial familiarization, we can see that here it is 3 is represented binary, but 3 is represented Gray. You can get 0 0 1 0. Here you can see 4 is represented in binary. So here you can see that 4 is represented Gray. If you look at these two, so 0 is exactly the same. 0 here, 1 will be same. Only 0 to 1. But if you look at this binary sequence, 1 is changed to 0, 1 is changed to 0, 0 is changed. So 3 bit change. But if you look at the Gray code, the successive values differs only by 1 bit. We can take another example. If you look at 6, or okay, let be 7 and 8. So here you can see the 1 is changing to 0, 1 is changing to 0, 1 is changing to 0, 0 is changing to 1. So 4-bit change in binary. But if you look at the gray code of equivalent 7 and 8, 0 exactly same, 0, 1. Only 1 bit change. 0 is changing to 1. That's why it's known as a single bit change. Okay. Uh, so there are many advantages when there is a single bit change in a practical application. Okay. And the binary reflected code means, so if you look at this lower, so if you, it's a 3-bit version actually they are mentioned, and a 3-bit version means if you look at this values, okay, and if you look at the lower 2 bits, see these two values are the mirror image, these two values are again the mirror image, these two values are again the mirror image, these two values. Okay, if you look at the lower 2 bits, 0 0 here, here also 0 0, 0 1 0 1, 1 1 1 1, 1 0 1 0. So this is known as actually binary reflected gray code. Okay, so now we'll see how we can convert the gray code into or a binary sequence into gray code. So this is a binary value 1011. Okay, if there is a value 1011, okay, we'll write that binary value. So this is a binary number. Okay, in order to find the, so this is a binary. We need the gray code. So first value, the MSB value will write exactly the same thing. So we'll write 1 here. After that, the next value, okay, next gray code you can calculate by XORing the previous two values. So we will XOR like this, okay, 1 XOR 0. So 1 XOR 0 will give 1, okay, 1 XOR 0 will give you 1. Then after that, the next bit is calculated between the previous and the current binary sequence. Again, you need to perform XOR operation. So 0 and 1, you need to XOR. So again, you will get 1. Okay, 0 XOR 1 is again 1. Now we need to find the last bit is 1 XOR 1. So 1 XOR 1, if you perform, you will get 0. Okay, 1 XOR 1 will get 0. So this is a gray code corresponding to the binary value. Okay. So the procedure is given here. B3, B2, B1 represent the binary positions. G3, G2, G1, G0 representing the gray code sequence. Okay. The first value 1011, 1 is exactly written here. Then 1 XOR 0 will be 1. 0 XOR 1, 1, 1, 1 XOR will give you 0. So this is the procedure how we can convert binary to gray. So this is a procedure. You can remember this particular sequence. Okay. Something like this. Okay. B to ground. Okay. Now this is the number is given in gray code. We need to find the equivalent binary code. So G3, G2, G1, G0 represent the gray code. So the given question gray code, we need to find out the binary. So the procedure is different. First, we will write 1, 1, 1, 0, and first value is exactly same. So we'll write like this. Then we will XOR the result with the next value. Okay, like this. So 1 XOR 1. So 1 XOR 1 will give you 0, not plus X XOR. Next 0 XOR 1. 0 XOR 1 will give you 1. Okay. Then 1 XOR 0. So 1 XOR 0 will give you 1. So this is the result 1011. So we are getting the previous result. Okay. This is a procedure used in gray code. And don't get confused with binary to gray and gray to binary. So rule are different. In binary to gray, you can remember like this: B to G. So ground is second. So we'll start from here, and ground is second. But just like G is considered as a ground, so G is second. Binary to gray, something like a trick you can use, and when you find out grade 2 binary, we need to start from ground downwards. So we'll start from ground. Okay. So now we will discuss the alphanumeric code. So up to this extent, we discussed only how to we can convert uh, the digits, okay, or decimal value or numbers. But in practical application, when you use a computer system, there are characters also and symbols, and we need to represent this characters, symbols by using some numbers. So that's why we are going for this alphanumeric code. So alphanumeric codes are codes that represent numbers and alphabet. In some cases, are we are using some symbols also. Okay. And one of the main ASCII code that we are using is known as the ASCII. Sorry, alphanumeric code is known as ASCII. We call it as ASCII. Okay, uh, ASCII. So usual way of ASCII. ASCII. And the expansion also is very important. In many exams, they will ask this expansion. American Standard Code for Information Interchange. American Standard Code for Information Interchange. And ASCII is again alphanumeric code. We can represent a number, a symbol, and alphabet. And actually, this ASCII code is developed to for the development of keyboards actually. So most keyboards still uses this ASCII concept. Okay, some extended version, but the base idea is again the ASCII. Okay, mainly used in computer keyboards. And when you enter a letter or a number or a command or a digit, equivalent ASCII codes will be generated in the keyboard. Okay, so ASCII code is a 7-bit code. This is a very important point. We are using 7 bits to represent the characters, numbers in ASCII representation. Or in a keyboard, each character is represented by a 7-bit binary code if it is an ASCII representation. It's very important. But nowadays, extended version of this ASCII codes are used, but the base form ASCII is a 7-bit binary code. Now we'll see what do you mean by the ASCII code. So here, these are keyboard characters. We can take the decimal value. Here you can see that 0. In a computer keyboard, the 0 is actually represented by hexadecimal value 30. Or in binary, if you write 30 means hex value, so you can write 0, sorry, 0011 and 000. So actually, the hexadecimal value is representing 8-bit, 2-digit, but the 7 bits actually representing 0. So the decimal 0 is represented in ASCII like 011 0000. Okay. Similarly, if you look at the last character 9, so 39. So 39 hex. 39 in hexadecimal is actually representing uh, the decimal digit 9. So this is actually ASCII code for decimal 9 or character 9. 9 in keyboard. Okay, 9 in keyboard. So you can see that 30 to 39. So instead of writing 16, I will write hex here. Hexadecimal values are actually used to represent 0 to 9 numbers. Similarly, if you look at the characters, see here you can see the capital letter A. So capital letter A is represented by the number 41. So the hexadecimal value 41 hex is actually used to represent the character A. So why we are using this hexadecimal, we can easily convert into binary. So 0001, 4 means 100. Okay, actually this 4 is represented in 4-bit, but hex the valid code is 100001. If you look at any value, the first bit will be 0. Okay, if the final value is 7f, even if you write the 7 in hex, it's 0111. So that's why I mentioned that ASCII is represented by using 7-bit, not required 8-bit. But when you write in hex, we need to represent 4-bit. That's why we are writing the 4-bit. But actually, represent ASCII code, we required only 7 bits. Okay. So the capital letters is represented from 41 to the last digit as 5A. plus 10 is characters. So we'll start from 41 onwards. And the small letters will start from 61 hex onwards. Okay. So you can remember these three cases. Decimal value 0 to 9 numbers is 30 to 39 hex. Don't confuse with the decimal value. So decimal value of 30 is different. So this is 30 hex, and this is 41 hex and 61 hex. So small metal start from 61. So you need to remember at least the starting values 30, 41 and 61. Okay. And here you can see some other non-printable character. The first 32 characters are non-printable. So the space, some special symbols used in keyboard. Okay, null character, etc. Okay, these are non-printable characters, and after that you can see some printable characters. So we can conclude the ASCII concept. Numeric digits 0 to 9s are encoded a sequence starting from 30H. Okay. Uppercase alphabet characters starting from 41H, lowercase 61. At least you should remember this. And now we are using an 8-bit version of this ASCII that is known as extended binary coded decimal interchange code. So EBCDIC code. So the extended binary coded decimal interchange. This is an 8-bit code. Okay. In an extended version of ASCII. Now we are using this 8, so we can represent 2 raised to 8, 256. Now we can, if you take a keyboard, there are more keys, multimedia keys, and also included in the keyboard. So we need more than, if you use 7-bit, 2 raised to 7, 128 different characters you can represent. But now there are more characters in a keyboard, in some keyboards. So we required more bits to represent. That's why we are using this EBCDIC code, or some other codes are also using. So if you use 8-bit, you will get 256, 2 raised to 8, 256 different combinations. So now we can conclude. Now we got an idea about what do you mean by different binary codes. We discussed binary code, XS3 code, and gray code. Okay. So each decimal number we can represent in by using different coding format.